Okay, so this is a VOD review for 2000, sorry. This is a Zarya gameplay video. And so, just like the last video, if you don't want to go through all of the different examples of the things that you have to improve on, just skip to the end. I'll have a link in the description, and you can just listen to the recap of the general terms that you have to improve on. But I highly suggest looking at the different examples that I have, because when you're playing your game, you'll actually be able to think back to the examples that I showed you and be like, okay, I shouldn't do that. So, or I should do that. So, I'm just going to get into the video. And I'm just going to start it off by saying you had pretty good barriers. Okay, you were good at building up your charge, you know. And you did some very good callouts, but there were times where you didn't do any callouts at all when you could have. And just communicating with your team, knowing what your comp needs. It's good that you weren't like, oh, we need a Reinhardt or whatever for defense, but it would have helped you out a lot, actually, because you were playing as main tank. So I'm going to just go into the thing at start. You had much better communication this game, so that was really good. Anyways, the three different things that I mainly wanted to comment on, and as not being a Zarya main, like I'm not a Zarya main, is your positioning needs a little bit of work. Okay, your priority, like attack and barrier priority, need a little bit of work. Your awareness of the game need a little bit of work, and all of those kind of relate to each other. So I'm just going to do my best to show you little examples of what you could have improved on. So let's see over here. The first one that I wanted to talk about is positioning. As a main tank, I mean, you are very important to the team. Mei is sort of a main tank. She's not really a main tank. She's a defense hero, obviously. And your positioning directly relates to how your teammates can support you. And this Mei didn't do a very good job of supporting you, especially for how far up you were, because her wall did kind of fail a little bit. But I'm just going to show you. You did a pretty good job of knowing what was going to go on. Like, you baited out the hook, you got it, and you got out. But if the Mei was like completely trash, like she couldn't have saved you and got you out of there, which she didn't really. And if you couldn't have gotten out of there in time, you know, it would have been one person down. It would have been bad. So just careful with your positioning, but that was pretty good. I mean, you executed it well. The next thing that I wanted to talk about is your attack priority. And I don't have these in order of like all of the positioning ones first and all of the priority ones first, so just bear with me. This is kind of important. Right over here, this is attack priority again, or at least the first time. So first off, what happens is there's a baby diva on point. Just got out of mech. Okay, she has like no mech charge, but like 1%. She's not a huge threat to the team. So I mean, you don't need a whole Zarya to kill that diva, especially because you're the main tank. And as you can see here, Hanzo's already rushing to the scene, so you can let the Hanzo deal with her. Obviously, if you don't trust your Hanzo and you think that he'll die to a baby diva, then you'd probably help him. But you really don't need a help here. You don't even get the kill. Your whole team goes and rushes there. And it's really important that you would have stayed at the front, because you are the main tank. A whole Zarya is not needed to kill a diva. The rest of your team rushed to kill the baby diva, and your Ana's like left up there. I don't know if you're solo healing right now. I didn't get to look at your team comp, but I'm pretty sure you are, because you have, let's see, Mei, Soldier, Hanzo, Ana, you, and somebody else. But anyways, the maze walls are okay, but they're not like amazing. Good kill. You baited out the hook here. That was really good. Let's just look at that. That was a really good job. Unfortunately, he did get a hit on you, and he did get damage on you, ult off, even though he died. And you didn't really get charged from it. He just, yeah, whatever. So that's just like the technical stuff that you probably should think about in your free time. But anyways, the next thing that we have that I need to talk about is the call out that did not happen. You have pretty good call outs throughout this game. You're talking to your team a lot, but there's one call out right over here that should have happened. You can't leave, you have to, when you see something, you have to call it out. You can't leave anything that has been seen unsaid. So,
I'm gonna get her. Don't worry about the man.
right over here. Where is it? Okay, it's coming up. So Reaper's teleporting, right? You can see he's teleporting, and he has like a straight line view of where he can teleport. So you know it's somewhere behind, and you have to call that out. You have to say he's teleporting. And then when you notice where he's teleported, you have to call that as well. I don't know if you said anything. Like, I honestly did not hear anything. I don't see anything up here. You may have. I don't know. But your Mei dies because of it. And you could have just said, you know, Reaper teleporting left flank. Going above. Whatever. And then tended to the front here that you needed to have been looking at. Because you would have been able to react faster to your Mei just getting, like, pulled over there. Because it was a Roadhog hook, so it was a little bit hard. Call out your graviton charge right over here. Really important.
I'm so sorry, May. That was my bad.
It's good that you were like apologizing to her. Even when I'm playing and I do a whole team kill by myself or something, or whatever it might be, just I always say like, "Good job, guys," even if they didn't help me at all. Like, it's good that you're apologizing to the May. Good habit. Anyways, the next thing that I wanted to talk about is coming up. So let's just take a look around, okay? So this is a little bit more of awareness things. Your Hanzo's over here, he's gonna die. You know, your soldier's already died. Your Mei's dead. And your Ana's like 1v1ing this random Roadhog. So you're outnumbered right now. Their spawn is closer. It's not likely that you're going to keep this point. So you start moving back, right? You start doing the right thing. You start moving back. Over here, you're kind of indecisive with your like walking pattern, moving forwards and then backwards, side to side. Right over there, you see it's kind of a choppy walk backwards. Now right over here, this is the thing that I marked down in all caps. It's not too big of a deal, but it really has to do with your awareness, right? So you're completely outnumbered. You have 3 DPS, so that's what I'm missing. 3 DPS and 1 healer, and no main tank. Wow. Okay, so anyways, you've completely started to ignore the enemy team. Your Ana's 1v1ing. And then you look back, okay, you do a double take, and that really messes you up right there. You aren't like confident in your awareness, I guess. I don't know how to say, like, you're not confident of where the enemy team is, so you look back again or something. And that really actually cost you a life because, you know, you did a double take, and now your attention's on this Devo that you could just be running away from. You're gonna die. You have, like, ammo here, so, you know, whatever, you could probably kill yourself, which is something that I'll talk about later. But you do this double take, and it handicaps you, because you focus yourself on killing this Devo when there's a Mei, right? So if you just kept looking the way you were going, then you would have been able to notice that the Mei was there, and probably would have been able to prevent that death. I mean, like, you had very low health to begin with, so it's kind of debatable, but like, I would say you want to die as quick as possible, so instead of turning around to like 1v1 the Diva and get killed by the Mei, just use the ammo that you have to kill yourself so that they don't get the kill on you. That's a good tip to use, and I'll apply that to another clip. Just knowing what's around you is really important, I guess. So that's just what it looked like. Priorities. You gotta get those straight. So you saw how we killed the baby diva. You like 4v1 to the baby diva. This kind of happens again a little bit. So obviously Diva gets out of mech, and this was pretty good. Like, yeah, you could have gone to kill her, but really what you could have done is just left or called it out, made sure your teammate was there, and then, you know, let them kill her so you could tend to what was going on the point. Because your Pharah needs barriers, you know, like you bury her, but really early at one point in the game. I don't want to like ramble on too much, but like, you could have left the baby diva for a little bit just to go and barrier someone and then come back. Kind of like multitask, I guess. So this is something I wanted to talk about. You grabbed where they were at the time, but Mercy can fly to somebody else. So this is where game knowledge comes in. It's not too huge to what I was, what this whole VOD is kind of focusing on, but as a projectile, you want to kind of lead it, just as you're leading like shots on Pharah or secondary fire or whatever. So you shoot it where they are, and it would have been just better to shoot it where they were going to be, so that maybe you could have got like 3 people in the grav instead of 1. So maybe this Roadhog would have been sucked in, making the Mercy unable to fly to him because he wouldn't be so far away. So she would just go to him and they'd be in the grav and whatever. So I'm sure you knew you could have probably done better on that grav. But good charge at this point. You did pretty good on keeping your charge up. So we went over the priorities, we went over the grav.
I am so sorry. I'm not dead. I didn't even die.
Okay, so the early barrier that I was talking about is coming up. Okay,
I'm back.
so
I cannot believe that. I'm so sorry.
Sorry. So hey, so
I like how you're like apologizing to your teammates. So right here you are burying the Pharah, nothing's happening to her. She should be able to like outplay the diva. Like she should be able to take out the diva on her own without a barrier. Could have used that somewhere else, just it was pretty early. I'm sure you knew. Didn't get any charge from it. What else do we have? Your awareness just over here where you got killed. Barrier, nice, got some charge. And now you're like 1v2ing. Your teammates are dying over here, okay? So your Pharah's dead.
Come here, Diva.
Everything is shooting at you. You're gonna die. Your Torbjorn's like pocketing his turret. There's no help from him. Like his gun is so much better. Like he could be out there helping you. Diva could be out of mech. I don't know if this is really like awareness, but it kind of looks like it is because your team wasn't really helping you directly. They were like shooting, like the Hanzo was trying to help you. The Torbjorn was doing nothing. Your teammate was like over there, you know, and the enemies are out here all around you. So like if you were more aware of the situation, you would have known that it would have probably been better just to retreat to your Torbjorn. Because he wasn't helping you, so just force him to help you and get those guys to follow. Those guys being the enemies.
Are you serious? Yeah.
Okay, so right over here you had a really good Reaper call out. Where is it? It's at 8. I don't know if you recorded this like after you watched the other VOD that I did for you, but you definitely did improve. I did hear a lot of call outs made by what you were listening to. So I'm just going to turn up the volume right over here.
Get in there. Take your medicine.
I'm hearing footsteps above. We got a Reaper
Someone on their
above.
team left.
There you go. So that was really good. That was a really good call out. That's really important to the game. And it actually
We
helped
got a
you
Reaper
kill
or
him.
somebody above.
So the Pharah was able to do whatever she needed to do. So that was really good. Anyways, so those are like, I didn't find too many situations of what you needed to improve on, like the big things, because I'm not a Zarya main. But definitely those were the big examples of things that you did wrong. So like when you're playing a game and you see a baby diva, just remember those 2 clips that I showed you of you prioritizing the baby diva, and just try to decide which, like if you should go kill her or if you just shouldn't repeat what you did in this game. So I'm just going to show you one last clip to follow up on the part where I said earlier that you should kill yourself, just in case you don't exactly know what I'm talking about or you want an example. This one is a little bit different though. Like instead of shooting yourself, this one involves jumping off the map. So right over here.
Go, 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 go. Or it, oh my god, how did she get it again?
Your choice is like freaking out. He's like, oh my god. Anyways, you're flanking,
Gotta take out that Mercy.
doing flanking things.
Best shot.
Okay, so right about here, I don't know if you play on like loud volume or what you do, or if you can, if it's like 3D sound. Like I know for me it's 3D where I can hear where the specific things are. But right at this point, you should kind of be able to hear the teleporter, like a little tiny bit,
Oh, I don't have a
because obviously it's been called out and you can hear it go up.
blink. Shit.
And you can hear the music, starting right about here, you can hear the music of the teleporter. I don't know if you can hear that. But anyways, you can hear it, and you should be able to know that it's really close because the teleporter should not sound that loud if it's far away. So you should be looking everywhere. It's right below you. So you miss it. You're like directly on it and you miss it. Now, I'm not pointing that out as much as I'm going to point out what just happened, other than, okay, whatever. So you go over here and you miss the teleporter, and the worst thing that you could do while knowing that there's a teleporter nearby is tripping the point, especially because Zarya said teleporter located or whatever. So you trip the point, see contested, now they know that you're there, and maybe they're not paying attention, but then you start killing the teleporter.
Teleporter.
And Symmetra's like, my teleporter is under attack, or whatever. She does a little voice line, and now, surprise! They're all here, they all know. So you have a choice. You can walk through them, which is really unlikely, and leave. Your teammates could bail you out, but I bet that they wouldn't have been in place to do so. Or you could kill yourself by primarying or secondary firing yourself over and over and over again. But look, you have like no ammo. So the only other way to get out of this situation, aside from juking them or like parkouring away, is to kill yourself. Just jump off the map. So right about here, before anything even happened, just jump.
Down.
Just go, because these people are going to do a lot of damage to you, especially when Symmetra comes, because she's mad. So it doesn't matter how much charge you have, it doesn't matter how much health you have, you just want to try your best to jump off the point before they can get there, because you'll just regroup with your team faster, okay, instead of trying to prolong your death. And they also won't build as much ult charge off of you, they're just going to get an assist and maybe like a hit or two, so jumping off the map would have been a much, much better idea. Anyways, that's pretty much all I have to show you for the examples. I'm just going to go off and list the things that you need to improve on mainly. Your positioning, your awareness of where everybody is in the game, so like physically, and the priority of your targets, both with barriers and with killing enemies. So right over, you know, throughout the whole thing, multitasking was something that I brought up. Kill the baby diva or help your teammates on the point, you know, get a kill or barrier somebody, that kind of thing. So like that directly relates to where you're positioned. So like depending on if you leave an enemy to bury your teammate and then come back. But if you fix your positioning, your target priority will change a little bit. And if you change your target priority a little bit, your positioning will change. And if you change those, your awareness of the whole game will change. And those are like 3 really important things that you need to improve on. The little tips like kill yourself and don't double take the enemies, I don't know. Those little things are just like, I rarely get to kill myself unless I have a really good chance to. So those little things you don't need to pay too much attention to. You don't have to be playing your game like, if they come close, I have to kill myself. If they come here, I have to kill myself. If they hit me, I have to kill myself. Those are little things. So the big things: positioning, priority, and awareness of what's going on, especially on Zarya. And I can't stress enough that your Pharah needs to be looked at from one time to another, because as a Pharah main, like, I know the potential, and she's definitely a really good source of charge. Like, if she dives in, you bury her and she gets out. Like, she has a really good engage and disengage. So I mean, depending on her positioning, I mean, you can get really good bubbles off. But anyways, other than that, like I said, positioning, priority, and awareness are the 3 things. I hope this helped you if you did apply it to your games, or if maybe it made sense to you. But definitely, I noticed that you said you think you threw the game. You did a really good job, and although I'm pointing out a lot of bad things about your gameplay, just keep thinking positively, because you did a really good job, and it wasn't just you who threw the game. Like, your teammates were doing random stuff, like right over, I don't even know, right over here, your Reinhardt is just like chilling. He goes straight to the point. He's not even helping you. Like, there's so much stuff happening over here. What the heck, Reinhardt? But anyways, you did a good job at keeping good barriers, you know, good charge. Just apply the things that I said right now and you'll do better. So yeah, thanks for sending me this gameplay. I have not played any Zarya that's really important, but this is really good gameplay. I don't know, it's helpful to me just as it's helpful to you, and so I hope this helped you, because I don't want to be the only one gaining stuff from this. So yeah, I'm bad at ending videos, so peace.